Hi everybody, this is Pam with Jesus Junk Journals, and we are getting ready to finish up this Folio Journal Templates project. So I'm going to take this add-on that we did, I folded it up, and here's your tab. Now, hopefully this is the last time I have to apologize to you guys, because once again, I glued something down I shouldn't have glued down, and I apologize. I am so sorry. I'm going to have to, on both of these, pull up this envelope because we need this to stick down under it. And I remember when I did this, I had this, this feeling that I was supposed to wait and not glue this side down, but I did it, and here I am now pulling it loose. Let's see. Okay, so I'm going to pull this loose, hopefully with as little pain and agony as possible. And you don't really have to pull it completely down to the bottom. You just need this to be able to line up. And as long as that edge, we don't want it sticking up any further than this page. So as long as it can go in there, we're going to glue that down. So sorry about that. So we're going to put glue on this tab. So look at where it's at. So we have this like this, fold it up, and you want to put the glue on this side of this hinge. And then we're going to glue it down and then we're going to glue our envelope back over it and repair whatever damage we have. Hopefully not much. Okay, so glue that back down, and we should be good to go. And now this one has been put into your journal, and we'll come back in just a second and finish this panel up. I'm going to go over to the masculine, the blue journal, and just repeat this same process. So here's this. I'm going to fold it up. So fold this in, wrap my little string around it to hold it shut, and fold it in. Now here's my hinge, and now let me pull up my envelope. I'll put a clip on this to hold it shut. Let me open this up, and here's this envelope. Hopefully this comes up without too much headache. Usually if you use the art glitter glue, it does kind of come loose fairly easily, I have to say. So I'm just gently pulling it as I go. I think that's probably far enough. Okay. So I'm going to put the glue on here and line this up here so that the top doesn't extend past the top of this journal, and it lines up with the side. And I'm going to push that down so I can make sure it's folding, and it is. So now I'm going to put some pressure on that. Make sure that's glued down good. And then glue back down my envelope like that. Okay, and that is now in there where it belongs. Okay, so now we're going to do our very last panel. And so you want to pick up page 10, and you've got it's an envelope, so there's two pieces to it, and that's what we're going to do next, and I'll show you what that looks like on here. So here it is on this journal, and it just opens up like that. So you can stamp the inside of it if you want to, and you can also put a liner paper under it on that panel, which I did here. So it only shows if you don't have anything in the envelope, of course, but it still shows. So I went ahead and put paper in it and then just stamped the back of the flap. Okay, so let's do that. We're going to cut out our pattern, and then you want to pick a paper that shows on the, when you open the envelope up, what shows in that little triangle. So that's going to be your background paper, and then you need to pick your paper out for your envelope. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to cut this out, and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm going to come back on. I've cut my pieces out, and I just wanted to show you the paper that I'm going to use. So for the masculine, I'm going to use the blueprint one more time as the background under the envelope. It won't show hardly at all because it's going to have the envelope on top of it. And then I'm going to use this piece of paper from Stampington, and that'll go over it. And I just need to make sure that when I lay my pattern out, I get that bird on it. And so that's going to be my masculine. And then for the feminine one, I've got this paper with chairs all over it that I love. Been looking for a chance to use it. And I'm going to use this underneath as when the envelope opens and you see it, this will be behind it. So those are the papers I'm going to use. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these out, and then I will be back. Okay, I've got this one cut out, and I'm going to go ahead and score the tabs. And fold those in. And then fold the tab, glue tab on the top. And then ink this. So we get this like this, and this is the piece of paper I'm going to use for the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that in. And then we're going to glue, actually let's glue the flap first. So that way this other part will go over the top. Leave a little bit of room away from the fold so that it doesn't bind up. And then put the glue on these 3 tabs. And this is just a little bit tricky because you got to fold this one down and fold and get this lined up. And then get this one like that, right up to the edge. And that folds over like that. And if you wanted to, if you use paper that you don't like this brown paper doesn't bother me, but if yours is plain white, you can always put a piece of washi tape over that flap when you put it in and disguise that white strip if you want to. And then on this one, what I did on the other one is I just kind of improvised and I folded. Let me see if I have just a little scrap of some paper I'm just going to use this construction paper and cut. Let's see, it's kind of faded. Let me cut a chunk. I mean, I'm just, as you can see, just kind of improvising here. you want it to be wide enough to go over the tip of that and attach at the side. And then I'm going to fold this. Go ahead and cut this off. So just take a scrap of paper, and I think I'll fold it. In thirds, cut that off. It's a little too wide. So just like, it's basically 3 thicknesses, and just fold that up. Cut this end off, see if that's long enough. And I'm just going to glue that down. There's probably 50 different things you could do to shut this. So this is just a real quick and easy thing to do. And then you can, I could use it as a plain pink, which I will, or you could use washi tape on it. However you want to do it. I'm just trying to make something that will, if you glue it here and here, and don't get it too far up here or it'll be hard to open, but if you just get it to where it holds the end of the envelope down, it'll be easy to tuck in and close. So I'm just going to put some glue on each end of that, put it down like that, and figure out where it goes, and hold it for a second so that it can glue. And that is the last panel that we have to do on this one. We'll come back and do some finishing touches. So it folds in like that. And then, of course, the back panel folds in like that. And there it is. So now let's do the masculine one. And I still have to cut those pieces out. So let me cut these out really quickly, and then I'll come back. Okay, I thought I would turn the camera back on because I've got a little bit of complication here that I thought it might happen to you guys. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it on camera. So I had a piece of paper that I wanted this bird on. And I wanted it to be where I could see it when I opened the journal. So I put the pattern like this and moved it around until I got the bird where it showed. So that was kind of in the middle of the paper. And so to get the tab for the envelope, I cut the V out. I cut the V out, and so I'm going to use that for part of this. But as you can see, I'm still short. So I'm going to tape, here's the rest of the paper. I'm going to tape this. Unfortunately, this is a collage of everything, so I don't think it's even going to be noticeable. But I'm going to tape this actually down here with some washi tape, and then finish cutting it out. Hopefully that will work out. Let me make sure I allowed myself enough room. Yeah. So the problem is then this back of this flap will show where the washi tape is, and so I don't want it to just be plain white with washi tape. So I decided, well, I'll stamp through a stencil so that there's something there. But when I look at my ink, the ink that they call Blueprint Sketch is actually sort of a purple compared to a real blueprint. So I think I'm going to use the Chipped Sapphire. Let me get a stencil real quick. Ink through this. I'm going to use Chipped Sapphire. And let's see, what other color? I'll always try to use 2. I might just use my Vintage Photo. I think that'd be all right. So let's see what this looks like. That looks more like the color of the blueprint to me. And that's what it's going to be up against, is that background paper. So that should work fine. Uh-oh, I forgot I got to do this part too. And then I'll use the Vintage Photo as the secondary color. Okay, so that'll work. So then I'm going to take a washi tape, and I think this will be, it's not exactly the same blue, but it's close enough, I think, for the inside of a flap. And okay, so now take my pattern and finish this up. Okay, there is that envelope. So I'll go ahead and score these tabs. I actually think I'm gonna have to put some washi tape on this side too to support that. And I could just use, no, I think I'll use this one again. I think that goes pretty well with that. Okay, so I've got that. So now I'm going to put my, oh, I still need a piece of background paper. Let's see. And I'm just going to tear it. Drag it down here. So it's not going to show. So, and you want to be sure you get the edges glued down good on this background paper, because that's actually where your envelope's going to glue, is right along the same places on these edges that you're gluing your paper down. So just be sure you get that where you want it, or glued down really well. And don't push it down all the way to the edge. You want to leave some space in the crack there to accommodate the thickness of this piece when it folds over. So just move it just a little bit away from it. Hopefully I didn't get that too far away. And then we're gonna glue the bottom part in. So it's just a little tricky getting all the glue tabs folded up and put where you need them to be, because you want them right on the edge of this and kind of straight. Okay, and I got my bird showing, which was all I really cared about. And there's that tab. So now we just need to make a closure, and I'm just going to use a piece of this brown paper, and it's super thin, so I think I might actually make 4 pieces. So and I'm just going to glue it really well. And again, you could put washi tape on it. If I wanted to run a piece of washi tape across it, I could. I think I'm just going to leave it plain and glue the ends. Put it right just far enough up to hold the tip down, like about like that. Make sure it's easy to get in and out. And that is your closure. Or one idea for a closure. So now what we have to do is go back and just look for things that need to be hidden or touched up or repaired. Any white paper that you don't like, you want to cover with some I've got to come up with a die cut for that. Now, if anything, on this one, I got this still a little tight. It's a little bit, it doesn't lay nicely flat on there because I didn't allow enough of a gusset right there. It'll work and it'll be fine, but just kind of a little finesse thing that could have been a little bit nicer. And so we shut this and we open this up. This looks good. I'm not going to worry about the back of those flaps because they're sort of white anyway. And then this is done. And that is it. Okay. And then the feminine one, I'm not going to retouch inside those. That's fine. That looks good. This is good. And I need a die cut for that window. And then open this up. This is all good. And this needs some stamping, so I'm going to use, let's see, where did that, I think I'll just use that same stencil I just used. I know that's lazy, but I want to get this done so you guys can get yours done and not be any more convoluted than it already is. Okay, so this, let me fold this up. Okay, so this goes with this. So I'm going to get my blues and greens, or my blues, I'm going to get my blues out and use probably Mermaid Lagoon. And then my green, I'm going to use the crushed olive. And that looks pretty good. Goes with that pretty well. Okay. And this comes over here. Okay, so here's another flap that needs to be done. I'm just going to turn it all different directions. Use my worn lipstick because it's about as close to a pink as I have. Okay. All right, so I just eliminated the fact that it was white. So, mission accomplished. Okay, and then this one, let's see what I did. I don't remember if I've had a white paper on the back of this or not. I do. Okay. Okay, so I think I'm going to glue a piece of, I'm just going to cut a piece of this that goes with this. Okay, so there's the inside of that flap, and we're done. So I will do a flip through video of these, but that gets us through the process of making it, and I hope you enjoyed it. So if you like the videos and the project, click the like button, please. Think about subscribing, and I will see you on the next video. Thank you. Bye-bye.